Welcome to the Inner Alchemy for November the 21st, leading us through to the 26th. My name is Lisa Richard, the owner of Loving Energy Recharge, and Inner Alchemy is a blend of the teachings of human design, the gene keys, and incorporating some tools as a more than existing Lightworker coach. As we are following the turning of the mandala wheel, which is a representation of all 64 of the codon strands, your cellular DNA, going through the book of the I Ching, which is known as the Book of Changes, we are finding ourselves as a collective entering in through gate number 34, which is known as the gate of power. Now, everybody has their own unique human design birth chart, and you can get a copy of your chart by visiting my website, lovingenergyrecharge.com. But regardless, we are all feeling this gate activation during this time frame. So you may be noticing within yourself, there is a lot of power that is moving through you. And power can show up in many different ways, depending on where you are in your life, depending on your own level of consciousness, and depending on what you came here to learn as your own life lessons. Now, it's also important to acknowledge that we are shifting out of Scorpio season and have just entered into Sagittarius. So here we came out of a strong water element, and now we're introducing the element of fire under the sign of Sagittarius, and also moving from the 8th house of transformation into the 9th house of purpose. So there is a big energy shift within the elements itself, within the direction of the houses, and now coming into you through gate number 34, through the gate of power, which is the energy to empower the individual. This one is down in your sacral center. So this is felt in your gut, your instincts, really getting you to pay attention to your yeses, your nos, your maybes, and trusting the wisdom of the body to stand in the conviction of your power before moving forward. So this is also tying us into what was known as the Ring of Destiny. We entered in through gate number 43 a couple of weeks ago, which was known as the gate of breakthrough. And we really had to face the shadow energy at that time of feeling like we know all the answers and therefore closing our ears off to hearing other viewpoints or hearing the wisdom of our body itself. So for those of you that really immersed yourself into those teachings, it was a call to become quiet in order to receive the insight, the gift that was found within this gate. Now we are looping that back as we're stepping into the gate of power, and we're really having to examine now the shadow energy of forcing. So forcing ourselves to do what our mind wants us to do and overriding the wisdom of the body, or staying in that condition of feeling like we got to keep trying. So not recognizing when it's time to step back, take a breath before committing yourself further, or even just giving yourself permission that it is okay to try. It's not about perfection. It's about allowing your soul self, your divine self, to guide you to have more opportunities, more experiences, to embrace yourself in the art of living and living life well. So we're really kind of tying those energies together to acknowledge the power within ourselves, the power to empower the individual, and really being honest with our tendencies to perhaps force our power in a direction that is very self-serving, and that can be through emotional manipulation, not wanting to budge from your mindset, or having a program that it is your responsibility. Therefore, you have to continue doing it. So we're really being asked to take a step back. Even though all this energy is flowing through you and you may be feeling like you want to get out there and exert some of that power, we're still very much on an internal journey. So we just came out of that Scorpio season, and Scorpio had us really connecting with our instinctual self, with our ancestral wounds, and learning to come out of the fight, flight, fear, or freeze response in order to really trust in the intuition of our body and question the validity of those fears. So some of you traveled through the course that I offered called Healing the Ancestral Wound, and really spending that time with yourself to acknowledge what are you doing that's based on an old program, a conditioned response, therefore giving away your power to others, and how can you break those chains of suppression to really come into trusting the wisdom of your body, to plant your feet so steadily onto the ground that no matter what happens, you will not bend or break. So stepping into power, true power, divine power is knowing that you have a strength beyond anything that you may believe that you are capable of. But it doesn't come from the small human. We are much too tiny for that. It comes through the act of surrender. It comes through the act of being willing to shift out of your own way to invite the way to be shown to you. So really getting clear as to where do you exert your power, your influence, and what is it that you're really trying to accomplish? And then not judging yourself for it, but bringing it up into your conscious awareness in order to see if you have developed a habit that is not serving the highest good. It is in fact depowering you instead of learning new ways, new tools, new methods to step into self-empowerment for you and sharing that through the gift of prosperity, which was last week, to then empower others as well. When we can step forward to be honest and to stand in our integrity, then we are allowing people to relax and be themselves in our presence because we're not hiding anything from them. So really leaning into your gut this week, your sacral responses, getting to know how your yeses feel, how your nos feel, how your maybes feel, and allowing yourself the time before taking action to make sure you're coming from a place of clarity from an affirmative gut response. Now, this is a very powerful gate of power because there's also 3 different ways that this energy can flow based on your human design, your birth chart. And if you don't have a copy of that, you are welcome to stop by my website, lovingenergyrecharge.com. Reach out for your free chart so that you can start following along to see what your natural gate activations are, but also staying aware that we all experience each one of the 64 gates at different times of the year. Now, those 3 flows, energetic flows coming out of that gate, they're known as the channel of exploration, the channel of keeping busy, and the channel of power. They all have very different themes depending on which one is activated for you. And the more you really get to know your human design, your birth chart, your natural tendencies, and how power flows through your body to keep you healthy and to keep you in alignment to your highest good, the more you can stand in the conviction of having the faith within yourself to not compromise on your true yeses. So that was the energy that we just came out of last week as we were introduced to the gate of prosperity, was really looking at how we compromised, how we gave away our power and we didn't listen to the body that said, I don't want to do that, but instead forced it to do it anyway. That is a dishonoring of self. So we really want to get clear as to why do we feel we have to do things when our body says no? What is the program? What did that come from? Where did that come from? And are you feeling this rise of divine passion and fire within you as we are stepping in now to the ninth house of purpose and really looking forward to travel, foreign affairs, government, education, learning, philosophy, and a long-term vision for yourself? Are you exerting your power in the direction that is going to serve the highest good? And what can you do to start calling back your power, to start believing in your free will choice to choose and make decisions that are in alignment with what is going to bring you joy and happiness? So it's always important to know that, yes, we've all been given a lot of power in this lifetime. And perhaps the greatest power is our free will choice to choose. So how are you applying your energy? What is it that you want to contribute to for the rest of humanity? And if you can be aware that the children are watching, what is the legacy that you want to leave? And also reminding yourself that your inner child is looking up to you, is looking up to the parent you are today that can parent itself when you are triggered through your wounding and want to lash out in a way that will disempower you and disempower another, to self-correct and say, you know, I don't have to engage in that. I don't have to play into that emotional manipulation. I don't have to play into someone's force of will. It is knowing that you can remain gentle and soft if that is your character. You can rise up and exert some passion and fire if that is what is called for in the moment. What matters the most is that you are trusting in your body, in your intuitive wisdom. So have fun with this energy right now. Really be mindful of how powerful it can come in. Just like a storm raging war, you don't want to be at war with yourself. So for myself, it is storming here on Vancouver Island, and I'm reminded that I can sit as serenity in a storm that is going on around me that is out of my control. I can come out of the worry and the fear story of what might happen, and I can conserve my energy to then deal appropriately with whatever is going to require my attention when that storm subsides. So there is a beautiful reminder perhaps for all of us that there are many things going on in the world around us that you are powerless to control. But there are many things within yourself that you do have the power to control. So are you leaking a lot of your energy by worrying or by doing things that are not yours to deal with? Are you trying to interfere with somebody else's direction and how they live their life? And can you step back to step in to your own divine power and honor your sacral yeses and your sacral nos in order to empower the individual that is you to then walk forward as your divine self? Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. We are sending you all much love. Take care.